Morning. Apologies for the noise in the background, so we're going to ignore that for a little bit. So today, I'm not going to use the word cussing because it's not cussing, but we have to talk about something. We have to talk about something that has been annoying me a little bit. And when I say annoying me, it's because the phrase has been around for a while. This pale, male and stale thing. It's been around for a while, but recently, and I mean like in the past few weeks, it's just been popping up a lot more. I was on a training course and someone was like, it's the time for black women because, I'm just pale, male and stale. I read an article, I think it was from a CHRO at a DAX company, and he was talking about allyship and saying, what would he know about gender equality because he's pale, male and stale. And my problem with it is that this phrase, this is just my personal opinion, seems to undermine the reality of the reality of the world that we're living in, the reality of what lived experience is, which is white men are not out of fashion, and B, this moment that we're living in isn't seeking to take away from, it's to take away from, a certain demographic, but rather to level the playing field. It's to make sure that women, that other minoritized and marginalized groups have space, because thus far there has been no space created, and kind of poo-pooing it into this, so-called hilarious phrase, just for me, I don't know, it just makes it feel as though, I belong to this really unfortunate category, when the fact of the matter is, and I'm going to keep referring back to the power pyramid, is that it's not, there's nothing stale about belonging to this demographic. It's still at the top of the pyramid. It's still deciding who gets space at the table, how much space they get at the table, how much they're invited in. And for it now to be used as a, poor me kind of category just feels a little bit disingenuous to those who do belong in minoritized and marginalized groups, because we're not there yet, and whilst on the one hand, there might be a drive for more diverse candidates, it's not always explicitly saying that those who are pale, male and stale, and I'm putting in inverted commas because it's not a phrase that I use, don't have a chance. It's a very interesting diorama to see how this is being flipped, because when we start to talk about diversity, in a lot of cases the first port of call is we don't want to lower our standards. But for those men who feel excluded now, have you ever considered that you might not be of the standard to get the job? And it's not to do with your gender nor your race in that sense. So it's just been really jarring at me, and I wanted to know, how does everyone else feel about this phrase? As I said, I don't use it, but how does everyone feel about this phrase? Do you feel the same as me? Do you feel like, how are we using this as a phrase almost to create a marginalized group out of a group that, to all intents and purposes, isn't marginalized at all? Just let me know, like, is it just me, or is anyone else with me here? So that's my poll for today. Are you with me? Do you feel the same way about it, or is it like, no, Leanne, don't agree at all, which is fine, but I just want to hear what everyone else is thinking. So have a good day. Bye bye.